In this video, I want to explore this new feature from Neon. So basically, you can connect your application to Neon with single command. This is actually pretty cool because now instead of manually opening your database dashboard, creating branch, adding dummy data, running migration, or even writing SQL manually, you can literally just use AI prompt right now. Things like please add new branch called develop, or you can do like please add dummy data into the user table. And the AI will interact directly with your Neon PostgreSQL database. So in this video, we are going to use open code basically. And then we are going to create the CRUD Next.js application using Drizzle ORM and also PostgreSQL from this Neon. So I'm going to create new project in here and I'm going to give a name like user CRUD, whatever. The Postgres version, I'm going to say 17. The region, I'm going to find Singapore because this is close to me, and enable Neon authentication. I just want to say disable. So let's click create down here. And as you can see, now we on the user CRUD. And as you can see, the branch now it's just a production basically. And this is basically the Neon init. You can click that and you can just running this on your terminal. So let's try to open my terminal in here. I create folder called user CRUD and hit enter. And I open it on the Visual Studio Code using code and then dot. So the first step, what I have to do is I'm going to generate the brand new Next.js application. So I'm going to do that on my open code. So let's just open the open code, then paste this prompt right here. Create a new Next.js app using app router and TypeScript in this current directory. Right, so I'm going to hit enter. All right, so next what we have to do is let's try to running this command right here. I'm going to open that on new terminal and try to run that. npx neonctl at lattice init. Let's take a look what we have. All right, so basically it's asking you where you want to configure this Neon. So basically I'm going to configure that on my open code. So let's try to hit enter and then let's wait. All right, it's done. So now we can copy this get started with Neon prompt. And then I just want to close everything and try to reload my VS Code. And also I'm going to open the open code again. Then I'm going to paste that prompt in here, get started with Neon, and hit enter. And as you can see in here on the right side, we have this Neon MCP and that's connected basically. As you can see right here, right? Nice. So let's take a look what this AI doing for now. As you can see, it's find my project called user CRUD. It's already with an empty database. Here's what I found. The project name is user CRUD. The branch is production for now, as you can see. But I like to create new branch, right? I like to create new branch called develop. So I think I'm going to close this. And then I'm going to say, please create new branch on Neon called develop. And I'm going to hit enter. So let's take a look what happened. As you can see, it's created the new branch called develop. So let's take a look. I'm going to go back in here, try to refresh. And then let's take a look on the branch. Now we have this develop. Really nice. So I'm going to use that develop branch. So use that develop for this project, hit enter. It's basically create.env file. And as you can see, it already put the database URL. And as you can see, this is the password. Everything is done. Pretty nice. So now we have this question. How would you like to interact with the database? The recommended things is using Drizzle. So yes, I think I'm going to using Drizzle for now. So let's hit enter. Let's take a look what next step. All right, it's done. As you can see, this is basically the to-dos what the AI will doing. It's basically will install the Drizzle ORM, Neon serverless driver, the Drizzle kit, and also create drizzle.config.ts, create DB client, create schema, generate and apply initial migration. Really nice. This is what we have so far. And now let's go back, and as you can see on this user CRUD project, let's go to the tables, and now we should see one table in here called user. Pretty nice. We have this ID, name, and email. So basically you can check that out on the, let me see in here, source libdb.ts, or we can see that on the schema. Yeah, on the schema. So this one right here, right? This is the schema. So what we have to do now is basically we need to connect this Next.js project to Neon PostgreSQL using Drizzle ORM. So I'm going to hit enter. As you can see, the project is already fully connected Really nice. And what the prompt next is create a user table UI. So let's hit enter. On another terminal, I'm going to run npm run dev and open the localhost 3000 on the browser. As you can see, I get question, what action should the user table support? So I'm going to say full CRUD operation. All right, the UI is done. Let's take a look at the result on the browser. As you can see, it's super clean. But now what we have to do is I want to insert like a dummy data on the table. As you can see in here, now it's just empty, right? So let's go back to the terminals and I'm going to say insert 20 realistic dummy users into the user tables. Let's try to hit enter and let's take a look at the result. 20 users insert, great. Let's go back in here. I'm going to refresh, just try to make sure the data is on the database. Let's take a look. As you can see, we have like 20 data right now. Let's see, I'm going to refresh that and hopefully the data is right here. As you can see, nice. Everything is rendered pretty nice. Let's say I'm going to delete this one in here, the Alice Johnson. Let's try to delete that. And if that works, it works. Like, let me try to refresh that again. Alice Jensen, where is you? Yeah, it works, right? It's gone. The ID one is just gone. The delete is just works. Let's do the add user in here. The email, I'm gonna say my name and then my email, right? So let's try to click create and I see down here, right? Cool. Let's take a look at my data. I'm going to refresh that on database. Let's see, hopefully my name is right here, this one in here. It works, the create, it works. Now let's try to edit, for example, this and my name, right? I'm gonna click edit. Let's try to change that to Chandev and hit update. Then it's updated without refresh the browser. Really cool. Let me try to refresh this one in here. I'm not find the, oh, this one in here. So we can click that to refresh the table. And now as you can see, it's Chandev. Nice, it works. Create, read, update, and delete. Everything is just works. How crazy is that? Just check the Neon CLI with AI. It's basically make the entire development process feel way faster. So thank you so much for watching. See you on another video.